it's time for the Macau Grand Prix, and in one of my more kind of one-shot videos, I'm briefly going to talk about what's one of my favourite motorsport weekends, because it starts off with Thursday's action, where you've got some of the motorcycles going on. You got the Formula Regionals, the F4s, and the TCRs as well. You've got the practice over the course of the Thursday, and then you start with the Formula Regional qualifying on Thursday at 3:50 local time, approximately. Then on the Friday, you see more of the qualifying and practice, especially for things like the F4 World Cup, and then qualifying for the TCR races and the GT. Saturday's action is where you start to see the proper racing action taking place. Starting off at 9 o'clock local with the Macau Motorcycle Grand Prix, followed by the Road Sport Challenge at about 10:30 local. 11:30, it's a qualification race for the F4 World Cup before the first TCR race just after 1 o'clock local time. In terms of the qualification race then for the GT World Cup, that comes after that, and then the Formula Regional World Cup after that. So 2:30 local time and 4 o'clock local time. So in terms of converting across to GMT, what you will find is that Macau is 8 hours ahead of UK time, so that is about 8 in the morning for the Formula Regional World Cup race. Then when it comes to the Sunday action, the GT4 race kicks it off at 8 o'clock local, followed by the F4 World Cup at 9 o'clock local. At 11 o'clock local, you have the second TCR race before the Macau GT Cup at 12:35. Then it all ends at 3:30 with the Formula Regional World Cup. In terms of entries for this year, we have a lot of them across the various different disciplines. Of course, some of them are more regional entries, some of them are more local entries. So, for instance, when we look at the Road Sport Challenge, you'll see lots of Toy Brews, so BRZs, GR86s. And likewise, when you look at the GT4 entry list, large amount of the entrants are from Hong Kong or China, for instance. The Motorcycle Grand Prix, I'm not one much for talking about motorcycle racing, but there are a variety of, I believe, 1000cc motors from Honda, BMW, Suzuki, and Yamaha have a couple of entries as well. And they're from the world over as well, from the Isle of Man in the UK mostly, but France, Finland, Italy, New Zealand, Belgium, Ireland. I believe those are the only other nationalities on there as well. I think I might see somebody who is Czech. I'm not too sure what the abbreviation is. The F4 World Cup is a lot more international. There are a couple of surnames you'll recognise in here as well, such as Sebastian Weldon and Thomas Behrman. Both are, yes, of relation. So, for instance, for Sebastian Weldon, we are talking about the son of the late Dan Weldon. He's competed in F4 Italian for Prema. Thomas Behrman also running the 87, brother of Ollie Behrman. And then when you have a look further down the entry list, I notice some names like, for example, Rintaro Sato, the son of Takuma Sato, born in 2005. It's weird to see drivers who are about 20 years old who were born in years like back in 05. And yeah, it's one of those things that you end up seeing when it comes to these junior ladders. You'll see lots of people competing who are the kids of other racing drivers. When it comes to the TCR race for the weekend, We have a couple of the people who are regulars in the TCR World Tour, thinking like Ted Pure, Santiago Urrutia, Jan O'Shea. You've got the Hyundai's Nesta Girolami, Mikolas Gonza, and Norbert Michelis. Now, one of the things to make note of is going to be the fact that this, I think, is the finale for the TCR World Tour. The actual world ranking race got postponed for this season, so this is going to be the tail end of it. Esteban Guerrieri won last year with the Honda, or no, it was a Honda win last year, but we have 3 Hondas in the field this time around, lots of Hyundais and a handful of Lincoln Co's, a couple of Cupras, and an Audi RS3 LMS TCR. For the GT World Cup, we end up with lots of different names you will recognise if you follow the world of GT racing. Ian Kinguven, the DTM champion, Benji Goethe, Luca Engsler, Lauren Heinrich, Sheldon van der Linde, and elsewhere Christopher Hasse, Joel Eriksson, Antonio Fuoco, and Raffaele Marciello, who had some clash towards the end of last year. Edo Mortara with an Absolute Corsa Hurricane, number 63. Yaya Fei with Ferrari 296. Picciarello and Lawrence Antor are in Porsches, much like the likes of Heinrich and Bellacci. Oh, and Gervin. And then when it comes to the Formula Regionals, some of these names are going to be familiar as well. I can see the surname Wirtz popping up on here, and that one is well known. There are some other names that we will see on the F1 support ladder at other points coming up. I mean, Diothar Nail, we've seen Freddie Slater, we've seen Tassan Pol Infrapruvazak, which I think I butchered. Noah Stromstead as well. So if you're somebody who follows the support series for F1, you'll recognise these names. And again, the teams are quite familiar. Prema, R-Ace, Trident, Van Amersfoort. I mean, ART. Then some like Toms and Santilok that you will have seen if you follow other disciplines. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below, folks. And as always, thanks for watching. I think sometime next week I'll try and get a review out for it. But till then, bye for now.